you well. Hope you're swell. Hope you're wavy. Hope you're gravy. Hope you're gravy. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing great. Yesterday, I was, but actually it's just like early this morning. I was awake and I was listening to music, and then afterwards I was like, you know what would be great if I watch this channel. I watch No Headphones ASMR. She has these scratching your itch videos. In my mind, I'm like, imagine like she had released one of those videos and then I could just watch it before I sleep. Lo and behold, she'd uploaded like a few minutes before I had that thought. I was like, that's crazy. I was very happy. I need to get better at being focused, because I couldn't enjoy the video because my mind was all over the place. I couldn't enjoy it as much as I could have because I was so distracted thinking about so many different things, and it made it hard to focus on like the triggers that she was using. So I messed up, but I'm gonna try again. I really need to get better at just quieting my mind, so I don't think as much. It's because I use my phone too much. I think it's messing with my attention span. I'm trying to like scratch this matchbox, but I don't want like this is phosphorus, right? I don't know whatever the strip thing is. I don't want it going all over the place. Oh, by the way, I make music, and the link is in my description if you want to hear what I dropped this past Friday. I'd greatly appreciate if you check that out. Link in description. Let me know your favorite song. Yes, that was zesty. I think early this morning I was having a thought about how like there's so much beauty in like the subtle components of a relationship, like a romantic relationship. Like something as simple as holding hands, for example, can be really nice. I was thinking about that, like just being able to hold someone's hand that you care about, that you have feelings for. There's a lot of meaning and power in that, and that can be very intimate, you know. And it's important to cherish moments like that, things like that, gestures like that, because they do have meaning. I think we've become so desensitized. There's this term casual sex that's an oxymoron. There's nothing casual about sex, you know. Sex is deeply intimate and profound. But when you start from the bottom, and even like at the lowest levels of intimacy, like I was talking about holding hands, even that is looking someone in their eyes can be deeply intimate. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we've become so desensitized, and I don't think we're better off for it, because there's been this campaign to like remove the boundaries around sex and just let everyone have at it, you know, like go crazy. And I feel particularly sorry for women, because, you know, with guys, men are men. I think men are romantic as well, but, you know, like we don't take it as it's not as big of a deal when a guy is being a pig, when he's just out here doing a lot. He can recover from that more easily. But I think with girls in particular, I think girls do crave that special connection more, and that intimacy. And I think it's sad when a lot of them live that lifestyle and then realize that it wasn't worth it. Like they actually regret sleeping with so and so and doing that with that person, and they actually do want intimacy. But, the culture is different now. If you say that, you come off as clingy. You come off as like, oh, like she's catching. Oh my god, like I thought we had this arrangement. We're gonna be just casual about it, all this sort of stuff. And it's like, I think there's so much value in intimacy, in exclusivity, in wanting to share something with someone that no one else has. I think that's beautiful. I think that's true romance. I think the times we're in now, they aren't romantic. It's like you can just be like, you over there, let's get it on. Basically, that's where we're at now, and you can just sleep with that person, rack up your body count. You can sleep with 100 people, and people think that's normal. It's not. And there's the psychological consequences to that. People think you can do that and just brush it off. You can't. You literally can't. Like that does have psychological consequences. You carry a burden with you, and you shouldn't do it. But yeah, I think for me, I like the idea of finding a woman who I connect with, and yeah, I want to spend time exploring, besides sex, like the different forms of intimacy that you can engage with your woman, or my woman. Like, I'm thinking about something like being able to have conversations and then be honest, be open, be vulnerable. That's probably the. I think sex is extremely vulnerable. Of course, you're naked and you're very exposed, but I think a deeper form of vulnerability is being honest about what's going on here and here, you know, sharing your deepest thoughts, sharing things you've been through, sharing fears, sharing your hopes, your dreams. Like that sort of stuff can be scary. Sometimes you tell people like, this is what I want to. With me, for example, I got grand ambitions and stuff. And sometimes when you share them with people, you feel very like, oh, are they gonna laugh at me? What are they gonna think? Because there are a lot of people with a lot of big dreams that never really achieve anything. So people kind of roll their eyes when someone's like, I want to be this, I don't want to be that. So you're kind of hesitant sometimes to share. And there have been situations in the past where I have shared things with certain girls, and you can tell that they're not taking you seriously. And it hurts. It does hurt. It's like, man, I like her, but she really doesn't think I'm capable of going the distance when it comes to visions. Even with with this channel, for example, I don't know if I'll be willing to share. So a lot of people that I know have asked. I've told some people that I've got this channel that's doing well, and I'm very excited about the growth I'm experiencing and whatnot. But when they ask, like, can I get a link to the channel? Can I watch videos? I'm always like, no, because it's ASMR. It's still weird in some people's eyes, and I'm like making videos with like a toilet roll, and some people might not get it, right? Some people just might not get it. They'll think this is so weird. What is this guy doing? So I think, you know, you'd want a person, a girl that can appreciate this, can understand this. Yeah, just be supportive and stuff like that. So definitely sharing these parts of yourself is so, it's so intimate, it's so vulnerable, and that's a very deep form of intimacy. Sharing interests as well. I always think about like what would I like to do. I was watching this role play, and it was an ASMR role play, and this girl was like she was creating a character for you on some game. You know how games have like character creators? So she was creating a character for you, and she was all like picking different features and stuff. I'm like, I never considered the possibility of that in a romantic context. For people who are not gamers and nerds, they might not understand, but that I was like, wow, that could actually be a very cool thing to do with someone. Just creating a character for them and then playing together and stuff like that. That's nice. In my view, that's romantic. I don't know if everyone else sees it that way, but I like the idea of that. I think that's very cool. I think it's creative. I think it's definitely something that a couple that shares that interest together could enjoy. I've always talked about how I'd love to play video games with my girl in the future. A lot of games that I want to play. There's this game I talked about in my community post. It's called It Takes Two. It's actually a romantic comedy. I think it's like the first game that's like a romantic comedy. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen that genre explored in gaming before. And it's like a co-op. It's literally about a couple that are, navigating the relationship, and they have to go through all sorts of they have to go through this very weird adventure, and a whole bunch of stuff is happening. It looks very fun and action packed and stuff like that, but it's also co-op, and you have to communicate with your partner and stuff like that. So I was like, definitely that's on my bucket list of things I want to do with my partner when I find a good girl. That's definitely something I will do. But even like single player games, I don't know if you've ever played a game with someone and you have to pass the controller and be very patient, because everyone has the different play styles. So sometimes you'd be watching someone do something in a way, like in the game, you'd be watching them do something in a way that you wouldn't do it. Like, why don't you just go that direction and do that first and then do that? And so you get very frustrated, and because you want to just grab the controller and do it your way. So it requires patience, and I think it's nice. I think it's like a nice bonding moment, because it's like this emotional roller coaster of like, you're laughing, you get frustrated, you might have an argument here or there, but you're having fun throughout the narrative, the adventure. And then by the end of the game, when the credits roll, it's more than just like a game. Like it's weird because it's a virtual world, but because you're controlling these characters and you have an effect on that world, it feels real, and you'll have memories attached to those virtual space. It's weird. It's like, because these are not real spaces, but you have memories of them, and like it'll stick because it has such an emotional connection to you, right? So it imprints itself on your mind. It's like, oh, I remember we were playing that game, and there was that moment when you got involved in that gunfight, and then she did this funny thing, and like it made the game glitch, and then these are things that stick with you. It's memories, you know. So that's another thing I'd like to do. I'm a big fan of going out, sitting at restaurants, these cozy settings. You know, I'm a booth person. I like booths in restaurant. They're very comfortable and cozy, and you can really like, yeah, like just relax, especially like in a corner somewhere. I like those kind of vibes. And then you can just talk, exchange ideas. I remember I've talked about this before, but I just remember talking to a girl about a wide variety of topics, AI. We were talking about history, and there's a politics, and so on and so forth. Like we went over a lot of stuff. And I was just thinking to myself, because me and her didn't really agree on these things. She thinks, for example, if we put she thinks it's a good thing if we're in the future, we're putting chips in our brains, and we're becoming integrated with all these robotics and all these sorts of things. I'm like, that will definitely go left when you consider these corporations and how they're motivated by nothing else than profit most of the time, and they'll find ways to manipulate us and use us in ways that aren't beneficial for us in the long term. And if throwing us under the bus means making more money for these corporations, they will happily do so. So I was trying to explain to her that that's why it's not good to just jump into a lot of these things where they're putting chips in your brains, and like, they already have a hold on us with these phones and these gadgets. Imagine if they can get inside your mind, literally. That's terrifying. But she thinks it's a good idea. So we disagreed on that. But I was thinking to myself, even though I enjoyed the conversation, I thought it was nice for once to talk to a girl and talk about something beyond the surface level. Because some of these girls, in the spaces I find myself at least, not very deep thinkers. I'm an artist, so sometimes you find yourself in these artist spaces, and some of the girls you find in these spaces, not the sharpest tools in the shed. No offense, but anyway, she was displaying an interest in topics that moved beyond just surface level materialism, whatever the case may be. And I enjoyed that, but I thought to myself, imagine a girl that you agree with, and she can challenge you in some things and make you think of things in different ways, but on the fundamental things you agree, because I feel like those sort of conversations are the best ones when it comes to people who are very close to you, because then you can just share like, oh, I read this very interesting thing, and what do you think about this and whatnot. That's kind of the dynamic I have with my mom, where I can like watch something crazy, like some news story, and then like, mom, like, you won't believe what I just watched or what I just read, and we can just talk about it and comment about how crazy it is, and she can tell me that something she read. And so that's the dynamic me and my mom have. Me and my mom agree on a lot of things, politically, philosophically, as well. Like we agree on a lot. We don't agree on everything. There's some things we disagree quite strongly on, but we agree for the most part, and it allows for us to have very nice conversations where we're enjoying each other's company, And so with my wife to be, I'd like that as well, where I'm not butting heads with you constantly, but instead, like, I can come to you excited with some information, and I can share it, and you can contribute to that instead of disagreeing all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I think I've gotten better at not saying including in all my sentences. You know, the filler word. I'm trying to stop that. I want to speak fluently without relying on filler words. So I'm trying to be more conscious about that. I remember watching, like, I think I uploaded, like is also a filler word, but I don't say like as much. So I think that's happening. I remember watching a video because I brought up this thing of using filler words like 2 days ago. And I was like, I need to stop saying so much. And then immediately I was saying again. Like I forgot it immediately. So you know is also a filler phrase, but it's like I was about to say again. But that's acceptable. I don't think it's as big of a problem. It gets distracting when you say too much. So I'm trying to like get better at that. And then I'm gonna sort out the issue of like, because I don't want to say like too much either. Moving on. So what forms of intimacy did we discuss? Holding hands, eye contact. Eye contact is deep, man. Being able to stare in someone's eyes. You have to be very comfortable with someone to just look in their eyes. It's very deep. It's like looking in someone's eyes is actually very deep. It's very profound. And people can get nervous. Like, why is this person looking in my eye? Like, in my eye. The eyes are the windows to the soul. You can't just look at someone in their eye. You get very nervous and, like, you feel awkward. Have you ever, like, you know when you're having a conversation with someone and you're looking at them and you're listening? And they're looking at you, but, like, they haven't broken eye contact. And they're just looking at you for, like, extended periods of time. It starts to feel like, damn, like, look somewhere else for a little bit. Like, you're just looking at me. I don't know, is that just me? Sometimes I feel self-conscious about that. I'm like, this person is not looking away. Or maybe, even with me, sometimes I'll be like, am I staring too hard? Because I'll be trying to be respectful. Because you know what I don't like? I don't like when I'm talking to someone and they're doing other things. They're on their phone, or they're looking here, or they're twiddling with their thumbs, or whatever the case may be. I want to know that I have your attention, especially when I'm discussing something. Because you know me, I get excited, man. I might learn something new and I want to share it with someone. And when I'm sharing something, I don't want to feel like you're not listening. So it annoys me when I'm sharing something and someone's distracted, or I feel that they're distracted. So what I like to do is look someone in their eyes when they're talking to me, so that they know that I'm listening. You can give them cues to also show that I'm listening as well. Like you nod your head, or you say You know, like, I think it's respectful, personally, to show that you're engaged in the conversation. Because these days people get so distracted, our attention spans are so short. So it's very easy, like in the middle of a conversation, for someone to just start doing something else, which is it's so rude. I don't like that. But yeah, looking in the eyes of a pretty girl. I really like holding hands. It's nice. Girls generally have small hands as well, so it feels nice as well. Like when you hold her hand and it fits nicely into yours. It's smaller, soft, smooth. You know, if she takes care of her skin, if she moisturizes, she'll have soft hands. If she doesn't moisturize, she'll have little rough hands. My mom, there we go. My mom, she has a furniture business, so she works with like, she does carpentry. She used to. She doesn't do it as much anymore because now she's made more money and she's hiring people who do that sort of stuff for her now. You know, she would be working in carpentry and stuff like that, making this furniture. So she would come home with very rough hands. She just said rough hands in general, and I had to tell her, "Mom, you need to moisturize your hands. Your hands are so rough." And eventually, she listened, and now she has soft hands again. But it's like, yeah, I think that's also a consequence of her not doing that work as much anymore. It's not because I told her to moisturize. I think she just eased off of it, and eventually. No, well, I did help. I did help. She wasn't moisturizing. She just wasn't moisturizing, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And I don't think it's healthy either. Moisturize your skin. No. She was using like there's this solution you put on your wood called grip seal. After you paint your wood, you have to put grip seal on it to seal the paint so that the paint doesn't like peel off over time or like fade away. So you put grip seal, but that grip seal it dries your skin so much. Like I don't even know how to explain how it dries your skin. It makes your skin very, very, very dry, and like it develops a layer on your skin as well, so you can feel that there's something on top of the skin, and it'll be dry, so it's not nice. And it's hard to, it's almost like when you get glue on your fingers and the glue dries. It's almost like that. I was telling you, you need to take better care of your skin, because as you get older, it might start to show on your hands. So yeah, I think she's doing a better job of taking care of her skin now. Anyway, I like girls with soft hands. I like good hugs. Oh my gosh. I met this girl recently who gives very good hugs. She presses her face against yours. So when she hugs you, she presses her face against your face. It feels so amazing. It's such a nice hug. It's so warm, and it feels good. I don't know how to describe it. It feels amazing. Hugs are definitely, when they're done properly. I'm an awkward hugger. I don't give the greatest hugs, to be honest with you. But that's just because boundaries, sometimes I'm not, I don't want to like, just, be too intimate with my hugs, just because when you don't know someone like that, it can be, yeah, I don't want people to take things the wrong way. So my hugs are usually very timid. But that girl, when she hugs me, she squeezes and she presses the face, and it's like it feels so warm. You feel warm inside. You're just like, wow, that's nice. So yeah, I definitely would like nice hugs in my relationship in the future as well. Yeah. I need to do an counter. I just said again. But I like that I'm conscious of it. It's better that you're conscious of it, so that when you're doing it subconsciously and you don't even know you're doing it, that's a problem. I really want to get good at like speaking. I can just speak fluently without relying on filler words. My generation struggles with that. Going on walks is nice. There's so many places I've wanted to take the girl that I'll be in a relationship with. So many things. I'm like, there's another. I'd love to take her to this place. I'd love to take her to that place. Show her my primary school. There's a mall that I frequent. There's a mall that I frequent when I'm watching movies or going to Starbucks to rides and stuff like that. And my primary school is very close by. It's like within walking distance. And I've always thought to myself, I'd love to bring her there just to show her where I went to school, and this is where that happened, this is where that happened, this is where that happened. And we can literally just stand outside the fence of the school, and I can just point to certain places. I can show her where my first rejection was. I remember my first rejection. It was painful. I don't know. I told this girl that I liked her. Oh my god, I really liked that girl. I really, really liked her. I think I was in grade 7. I don't know. I think it was grade 7. And I told her, my friend was with me, and I told her I have feelings for her, and she just rolled her eyes at me and walked away. And it felt like my heart was melting. That's what it literally felt like. And my friend said to me, "It feels like your heart is melting, doesn't it?" I'm like, "Pfft, yeah, that's because I didn't know how to describe it until he said it. He said, "It feels like your heart is melting, doesn't it?" And I was like, "Yep." And I never forgot that moment. It was very painful. She rolled her eyes at me and walked away. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Not even a no, not even a, we work as friends, Jesse. We don't need to do this. It was just like straight up like, ugh. And she just walked away. And I was like, yo, that was painful, man. That was painful. I've been rejected a bunch of times since then, but I don't think I've ever felt that bad. It's hard to say because some rejections, even though it's not like concentrated pain, it's prolonged. So it's like maybe you have to see that person, or maybe you have to, I don't know. You get over it, you get over it after a few days. You move on, life goes on. So I don't know. I think that was pretty bad, that first one. But I was a kid, so I was like 12. So I was a little kid. That's my worst rejection. It just sucks telling someone that you like them and they don't like you back. It sucks, man. Oh man, it's cheeks. It's ass. I don't like it. And sometimes you'll be thinking things are going very well. She has to like me. All these sort of things you tell yourself. And then you confess, and then she's like, nah, I'm okay. Bro, I've had a lot of that. I've confessed a lot of times. How many times though? I can't even count. I'm 24, so I've lived life. But it's okay. It's not when I say I can't count. It's not like I don't think it's like more than 10, right? Yeah, it's not more than 10. But I've confessed a few times, especially as a dude. You have to, because girls typically aren't the ones that come forward. Wait, did this thing? I don't. Did this thing break? Because when it reaches 33 minutes, it cuts and it separates the clips because it can't record for more than that time frame without splitting. So I think it's already cut. So I don't know where it cut off. So I was just saying. Yeah, I have no idea where it cut off. Anyway, I was just saying that guys generally have to approach more often than girls because girls are more reserved with their feelings. They're not as willing to step forward and confess as guys are. It's scary, man. Getting rejected sucks. My heart is tired. My heart is tired. I've had a few situations that could have worked out, but I felt like, you know what, we're not compatible. Some girls who confessed, well, I had one time where someone confessed through a friend. So the friend told me that this girl likes you. And then we went on a date and we kissed and all that sort of stuff. But then I was just feeling the sense that we weren't going to work together. I was just like, this is not going to work. So that didn't go anywhere. Said again. What else? There was a situation with another girl. We went on a lot of dates. And the more I got to know her, the more I realized it's not going to work. I never confessed feelings. Did I confess to her? No. No, I never did, no. No. It's hard to say if she would have gotten into a relationship with me, but we were definitely romantically involved. We were literally going on dates. But it's hard to say if I'd taken that step of like, do you want to be in a relationship? It's hard to say if she would have said yes. I'm pretty sure she would have cheated on me and stuff. Like, she was very chaotic. She is a very, well, I haven't spoken to her in a while, so I don't know, maybe she's changed. But it's only been like a few months since I lost her. The last conversation I had to her, she was involved in some ridiculous relationship drama. I was like, when is this girl gonna get out of this phase? She was involved in some wild stuff, but I was like, happy that I did not. Yeah, I did not attempt to get into a relationship with that. And also, I genuinely believe she would have cheated on me at some point. Yeah, and I know I've never been cheated on. To be fair, I've never been in like a committed relationship, like a full-on girlfriend boyfriend situation. So, yeah, there's another. I've only been in these loose situations, ill-defined, undefined rather, not full-on. So yeah, I think there's another. I think I've exhausted my conceptions of intimacy. I've exhausted my thoughts, conceptions, I guess, yeah, on the subject of intimacy besides sex. And then obviously sex is its own thing entirely. I'll end the video there. I don't think I have anything else to say. If you've made it this far, drop a heart emoji. You know, we're talking about love, we're talking about intimacy. Drop a heart emoji if you've made it this far. That's crazy. It's 37 minutes, 50 something seconds. Thank you for watching. I will I will pray now and get out of here before I say again. Dear Father God, thank you for this individual watching this right now. Thank you for making them whole and unique and guiding them on a path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person, the wonderful people in life who love them, take care of them, bring the absolute best of them out of them, and thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude so that they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in life. And by giving thanks, they can find peace, contentment, and attract you for more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life so that they know that you're God, that you love them, you're always going to be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person and everyone they care about it. In your mind, let me pray. In Jesus' name, pray. In Jesus' name, pray. In Jesus' name, pray. Amen, 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 amen.